Hey, what's up, travel friends? This is Matt at Coastal Compass, and today we are at Sandals Ochi in Ochos Rios, Jamaica. We're going to be giving you a tour of the entire resort and everything that it has to offer. And I've got to tell you, this is the biggest of all of the Sandals properties that they have. It's almost like they took two resorts and combined it into one. You'll get that feeling as we continue to explore the whole resort. Not only is it big, but they have many restaurants to dine at, more than most of the other resorts, and they have more to do. Now, if you like what you see and you want to book, we have an affiliate link in the show notes. I do want to ask if you found this helpful, if you click that and book through us, because that really helps us out when you do that. And if you want help, click the Contact Us link in the show notes. I will reach out to you and help you curate the perfect Sandals experience for your vacation. All right, let's get to it and dive in to see Sandals Ochi. All right, so we're gonna start at the Great House. The lobby at the Great House is right behind me, and I wanna start out by covering the lobby and the shops and the various places that you'll need to know to make your vacation great from the get-go. Most resorts really just have this in one spot of the resort. They have a lobby, they have a gift shop, they have a Club Sandals, and all of that up front. But this resort is so huge, they have all of this in multiple spaces. So we're here at the Great House, and what you're seeing is the lobby. This is where you'll pull up. They'll have people singing to greet you, and you'll come in and get whisked away to your room. Next to the lobby, you're gonna have the gift shop where you can buy clothes, Sandals memorabilia, and they also have like a general store section. So if you need some medicine or deodorant or anything you might have left at home, you can pick that up there. They also have the beach shop at the Riviera Seaside Village, which is just across on the other side of the resort. You're also going to have the Club Sandals Lounge over here, and this is if you're staying in a mid-tier club level room. If you want to know about the different tiers, they have luxury, club level, and butler elite suites, and we have a blog linked in the show notes. You can check out the differences between each of those. The Club Lounge is where you're going to go if you're staying in a club level room right when you arrive, and you'll have your dedicated concierge there to walk you through check-in and make any reservations or do anything that you want to have taken care of up front. Another one of the what I call shops in the front area is going to be the Island Routes kiosk. Now, they are the official provider of the excursions and partner with Sandals. So if you book through Sandals, you're going to be using Island Routes, and they'll pull up and take you to your excursion. Some of the best one I would recommend are the Catamaran Sunset Cruise if you're with a group of friends and want to have a good time. The most iconic excursion in the area is going to be Dunn's River Falls, which is really known in Jamaica, where you get to go climb a series of waterfalls. Now, if you're staying on the Great House side of the resort, this is where you're going to check in, and you'll see all of these various shops around the lobby. If you're staying at the Riviera Seaside part of the resort, you're going to check in a little bit further down the road on the other end of the resort. That's closer to the beach. You're going to have all the same shops, the same lobby check-in, the same Club Sandals, and everything right there for you. One thing that is unique about the Riviera Seaside side of the resort is that the lobby, the gift shop, and Club Sandals are kind of disconnected from some of the other things that you would become familiar with. So the Island Routes kiosk, the Loyalty Lounge, a few of the other things are going to be a walk across the courtyard right by the beach, and they're going to be in the Riviera Seaside Tower. So now that we've looked at everything in the front lobbies and everything you need to know to make your vacation perfect, I want to talk about accommodations. Now, Sandals Ochi is split into two different areas. You have the beach club side with the Riviera Seaside building that is down by the beach, and then you have the hillside area that is across the street, and that houses the Great House building and the Butler Village. We're going to look at the Great House building first because that's where we stayed and I really liked it. Now, there's pros and cons to staying at each area. If you stay on the hillside, it's going to be a little bit more off and secluded. The Great House is going to be down by all of the restaurants for this side of the resort. They do have a couple less restaurants, but if you are more of a pool person, then this is for you. Now, it's not on the beach, but they do have the main pool for the entire resort, and it's a very lively atmosphere. They have something going on every afternoon, and they also have the speakeasy right next to the pool. So if you know the password, you can go in there and check that out. You'll also find a few fun games around this side of the resort, like lawn chess, there's a half basketball court, and a nice courtyard. Right across from the Great House is going to be the Butler Village, and you see right behind me, they have a few different types of accommodations here. What you're seeing here behind me is similar to like a condominium. They'll have 3 or 4 rooms that are all in one larger house, and sometimes they'll share a pool out in the back. You also have the Romeo and Juliet suites, so if you want something next level, those are Butler suites in this area. They're secluded. They come with a living area with a patio and a private plunge pool in the middle, and then you have your bedroom and the bathroom on the other side. If you want to see some room tours of rooms in the Great House or in the Butler Village, we do have some of those for you to check out on our channel. I'm standing here outside the Riviera Seaside lobby, which is going to be on the beach club side of the resort. And this is the other area for accommodations, which is the Riviera Seaside Village. Now in this area, you're going to find rooms like the honeymoon hideaways that are spread out across the greenery. And then you'll have several rooms that are in the Riviera Seaside Tower that are right by the beach. If you want to see a video of one of those rooms in the Riviera Seaside Tower, we do have that upcoming on our YouTube channel that you can check out. Now, this part of the resort does live up to its name because it is on the beach and it is very lively. So you're going to have several different areas where you can lounge on the beach. There's always music going and things to do. They have many more restaurants than the other side of the resort on the hillside. One of my favorites was Kimonos, which is the hibachi grill, and I absolutely loved that experience. You'll also find over here they have the docks with all the water sports, and then on one side of the beach they have the theater where they do shows 5 nights a week, and on the other side of the theater they have the famed Ochi Beach Club. So if you're coming to Sandals Ochi and you want more of a beach experience, you want to be right where the party's at all the time, this side of the resort, the Riviera Seaside, might be best for you. So now let's talk restaurants. We're going to start at the Great House building first and look at all of those restaurants and bars, and then we're going to go down the street a little bit to the other side of the restaurant on the Seaside Riviera side and look at those restaurants next. We're going to start with the 3 main lunch restaurants that are outside by the pool next to the Great House building. The first one is the Jerk Shack. This is my favorite, hands down, lunch restaurant on any Sandals resorts because a lot of them do have a jerk shack. It's traditional jerk chicken. Make sure you try the festival bread. It's kind of like eating a corny dog without the hot dog, which sounds weird, but it tastes amazing. Next door is Dino's. They're going to be serving pizza. You can even get that to go if you want and take it around the resort and eat. And then a little bit further up is the Great House Cafe, and they're going to have all the traditional lunch food. They've got burgers, they've got hot dogs, and they even have Jamaican patties. And if you haven't been to Jamaica and tried a Jamaican patty, that's an experience you need to check out. While it's not a restaurant, you can't really visit the Great House side of the resort without going to the Manor Piano Bar. Now, this is on the top floor of the Great House, and it overlooks the main pool area, so it's got a good view. And they have piano sing-alongs beside the bar every evening. Southern Table is going to house the breakfast buffet for the Great House side of the resort. So it's located downstairs, actually under the lobby in the Great House building. It's going to be a casual restaurant open for breakfast and dinner. For breakfast, it's going to be a buffet. For dinner, it's going to have a more traditional menu with Southern comfort foods. If you're looking for a recommendation, their signature dish is the fried chicken. Le Gourmand is going to be right next door to the Southern Table, and that's the French restaurant for this end of the resort. It is upscale, so you're going to have to get reservations. You will have to dress up a little bit. They have a breakfast menu and a dinner menu. So for breakfast, it's going to be your traditional breakfast items, but a little bit more upscale. Dinner is going to be a full French menu. I didn't really get to eat here while I was staying at the resort because they just have so many restaurants to choose from, but I do have a friend that came and she swears by the salad de ratatouille. Manor Restaurant is going to be downstairs on the Great House building, and it's right up next to the pool. So it's got a really cool view of the pool right there. It's a Jamaican and Caribbean cuisine restaurant, and it's only open for dinner, but it's a casual restaurant, so you don't have to dress up and you don't have to have reservations to eat here. And last but definitely not least of all the bars and restaurants on the Great House side of the resort is the Rabbit Hole. Now, the Rabbit Hole is the only speakeasy at any of the Sandals resorts. It's a really cool spot. You have to have a password to get in, so you're going to have to do some mystery work to figure out what is the password of the night so that you can get into the speakeasy. Inside, you'll find that they have nightly shows, they have DJs sometimes. It's a cool spot to hang out, and the bar actually has iPads with different drinks that you can swipe through. So this is definitely one of these spots that you have to visit if you come to Sandals Ochi. So now we're going to take some time and look at the restaurants on the beach club side of the resort. We're going to start on one end of the beach and work our way across. So on one side you have Bella Napoli, which is the wood-fired pizza restaurant for this side of the resort. You can get wood-fired pizza during the lunch hours, and right next door is a pool with a swim-up bar that you can hang out at. So just a little bit further down, you're going to find the Reef Terrace restaurant, and it sits on this terrace overlooking the ocean with an amazing view. It's a dinner-only restaurant, and they only have Caribbean food. My recommendation was the jerk chicken drumsticks on the appetizer list, and then they do have a specialty drink here called the Scotch Bonnet Watermelon Margarita. It tastes almost like watermelon Kool-Aid when you're drinking it, and then it has this spicy after kick when you swallow, but if you allow the ice to melt, then it kind of just stays smooth, I found. Literally right next door to the Reef Terrace restaurant is Miss Ethel's Piano Bar, which is where they do piano sing-alongs and you can grab a drink while you hang out and listen. It's similar to what they have on the other side of the resort, only this is the beach club version of the piano bar. It's also a great spot to grab a drink if you're waiting for your table at the Reef Terrace. Moving a little bit further down, you're going to have the Riviera Seaside building, and you have two bars that are stacked on top of each other, and they face out to the beach out on the dock. Now you have some pool tables that you can play in the lobby area right next to it, and on top you have the Sundowner Bar, and on the bottom you have the Oceans Bar. A little bit further down, still part of the Seaside Riviera building, you're going to have Vista Gourmet and the Sky Terrace. Now, this also has a beautiful view. It sits on the second story, and it's going to be the buffet for breakfast and lunch. You can probably see behind me, they have a lot of the buffet stuff still out from lunch. And then for dinner, it's going to be a seafood restaurant. And I'm told that this is the only restaurant on this resort that you can get surf and turf. So if that's something you're interested in, this is the spot to go. Downstairs from the Sky Terrace, you're going to find Valentina's. This is the Italian restaurant on the property, and it's one of the more popular ones here, so it does require reservations, and you're going to have to dress up a little bit. My favorite is always the chicken parm. Going downstairs from Valentina's, you're going to find Tapas, which is a lunch-only restaurant. It sits on the beach and looks out over the dockside area. Now, this was one of our favorites when we stayed at Ochi because I love pub food, and so I'm a sucker for that type of thing. I got the burger sliders, and my friend got the buffalo chicken drumsticks. One thing I would recommend, they have a specialty drink they don't tell everybody about called the Caribbean Delight. So if you come here, you need to check that out. It's got like a pineapple flavor to it. Out on the dock right by Tapas, you're going to find Kelly's Dockside Seaside Bar and Grill, which is a reservation-only seafood restaurant. You're going to have to dress up for this one, but this is also highly sought after in terms of the restaurants at Ochi. We were able to secure a reservation, and they really just set the place up to be so nice over the ocean in the evening. The seafood was fantastic, and right next door, they have the Kelly's Bar that you can grab a drink from when you're waiting for your table. Going down a little bit further to the next dock area, sitting up on the side, you're going to have Soy, which is the sushi restaurant on the property. I'm not personally a sushi fan myself, okay? I'll put that out there, but several people I've come with who are sushi fans rave about the flavors of the sushi. I personally love the egg rolls, but that's coming from a picky dude, so just bear with me. This is a pretty good sushi restaurant. If you walk around the corner from Soy, you're going to have Kimonos, which is the hibachi grill. This was my first hibachi experience at any of the Sandals resorts right here at Ochi. It was a cool experience. Everybody had a good time. My favorite thing was the chicken teriyaki. But again, I told you I'm picky, so you can branch out and try some other things. Just a little bit past Kimonos, you're going to find the Mariner's Seaside Bar and Grill and Neptune's. Now, these restaurants flip. During the lunch hours, it is Mariner's Seaside Bar and Grill, and they have traditional seafood, but also some American things like chili dogs and burgers, so everybody can find something. It's a casual restaurant, and they have an in-house area and then this great patio area that sits out on the beach looking at the Ochi Beach Club. At night, it flips. The menu totally flips, the vibe flips, and it is Neptune's Mediterranean restaurant, which is also a casual restaurant. You don't need reservations for this. I'm here now sitting in the beauty parlor for the Red Lane Spa in the Great House building, and they actually have two different ones here. The larger one is going to be in the Great House building, and the smaller one is just down the road at the Riviera Seaside building. So let's take a minute and talk about what's included and what is not included in the price of your stay. So for free, you can come and use plunge pools, and then they both have a steam room and a sauna that you can come use anytime while you're on the resort. And then for additional charges, they're mainly known for their couples massages. They have several massage rooms, and some of them are going to have a tub you can use after you're done. They have a beauty parlor, which I'm sitting in, where you can get your hair done and then get your nails done next door at the nail salon. Now that we've looked at the Red Lane Spa, I want to take a minute and talk about the Red Lane Fitness Center and land sports available at Sandals Ochi. So in terms of the fitness centers, they have two because it's such a big resort. They have one that's a smaller gym that is in the Great House building, and that's going to be just weights. So they have free weights and then weight machines there that you can take advantage of. They have a much bigger gym with aerobics equipment like ellipticals and treadmills, along with the weights on the other end of the resort at the Riviera Seaside building. In terms of land sports, we have tennis courts on both sides as well. So there's tennis courts right here by the Great House building and tennis courts by the Riviera Seaside side of the resort. And you can see that they have pickleball courts included on some of these because that's growing and Sandals really wants to get in on the pickleball game. Around the corner of the Great House building, we have a half basketball court that you can use. And then down by the beach, by the Riviera Seaside end of the resort, you do have a sand volleyball court that you can also take advantage of. So we did find that they had some other smaller activities around the resort that they just don't market as highly. So they had a version of lawn chess. We found Connect 4. They have a outside movie theater that they put up on a projector at night. They have a rock climbing wall that you can take advantage of. So those are just the few things that if you look around, you'll find a bunch of fun things to do here. When you're talking about land sports at Sandals Ochi, you can't just talk about the sports that are on the resort. You also need to include what's off, because right around the corner is the Upton Estate Golf and Country Club. Now we've got some shots here for you of that golf course. It's a beautiful course that you have free transfer to, and it's right around the corner from the resort. Now we're going to look at the beaches and the water sports. So I discovered there were really three main beach areas at Sandals Ochi. On the far end by the Ochi Beach Club, that's the more lively beach, and they have a lot of music pumping. That's where a lot of things are going on a lot of the time. In the middle, you're going to find the center beach that sits in the middle between all the docks. It's a little bit more quiet than the first beach, but it is blocked in from the ocean, so you can't really see out over into the horizon. And then further down, almost near the amphitheater and the aqua center, is a section of beach that is a little bit more secluded. You've got branches hanging out over it. It's my favorite spot at Sandals Ochi, to be honest, because not many people discover it unless they're looking for the aqua center. It's a lot more quiet than the rest of the resort. And that leads us to the Aqua Center. So they have a lot of things going on. They have motorized water sports and non-motorized water sports. The most popular motorized water sports are going to be, they'll take you out on a boat to do a snorkeling excursion or scuba diving, which is included. If you are certified in scuba diving, you can have up to 2 dives a day included in the price of your stay. If you're not certified, they have a dive shop on the other end of the resort that you can get certified for an additional fee. There are other motorized water sports that you can check out. In terms of non-motorized, some of my favorites are the Hobie Cat sailboat. I love taking that out. They gave me lessons when I was staying at Sandals Duns River, and now I like to take out my wife, take out my friends, my kids, whenever we're at a Sandals or Beaches resort. For a full list of water sports at Sandals Ochi, I recommend you check out that link in the show notes to Sandals Ochi, and you'll find everything you need to know right there. So let's talk about some of the things that make Sandals Ochi unique amongst the other resorts, and one of those is going to be the hop. The hop is the bus transit system between different points of the resort because it's so large, and as you're seeing it, you're going to have 3 different spots for the hop. One outside the Great House building around the corner, one by the Seaside Riviera building, and then one by the Soy restaurant. Let's take a minute and talk about the different types of wedding venues they have on the resort, specifically destination weddings at Sandals Ochi. Now, the most popular one, in my opinion, is the Overwater Wedding Chapel, which is behind me, and it just looks gorgeous when it is all set up for a wedding. So if you are looking at having a destination wedding in the Caribbean, I want to challenge you to look at Sandals Ochi, specifically at the Overwater Wedding Chapel, because it's one of the best venues they have. Now, we have some other venues that are at the resort, not over the water necessarily, but if you want to check all of those out in one spot, we have a wedding venue video for Sandals Ochi coming up. You can go to our channel and check that out. That's it for Sandals Ochi. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you want to book, but you want a curated experience, please click the Contact Us link on the show notes. I will reach out and help you make this the best vacation possible. And if you want to book yourself, we do have an affiliate link there as well. I want to ask that you please use that. That really helps me out when you do that. All right, we'll see you soon. Please subscribe. We'll be bringing you more Sandals and Beaches content weekly.